Horror slasher movie Sick was released in 2022, but I only watched the movie for the very first time today in 2024. I went into this movie completely blind with low expectations, and heaven behold, this might be one of the best slasher movies I have seen in a very long time. So grab yourselves a cuppa, get yourselves comfy, and let's take a look at Sick. "2022 slasher movie Sick" is a horror movie based around the COVID epidemic and based in 2020 when life was a little bit crazy for all of us. Now, you might be forgiven in thinking that this is a movie all about the COVID pandemic, but actually the COVID aspect plays more or less in the background for most of the movie. COVID plays a bigger part in the opening scene and in the final act. Now, in the opening scene, we follow a guy called Tyler, who is currently shopping for a few things in a store, and we see everybody wearing masks and there is no toilet roll. Oh, the memories. However, someone seems to be stalking Tyler and follows him home, where Tyler is brutally attacked and then killed just before the opening titles appear. Now, in my opinion, this is a very strong and solid opening. Tyler really fights back against this masked killer. It's quite a big showdown before Tyler is eventually killed. We then jump into the main story where main protagonist Parker and her friend Miri, they end up going to Parker's massive deserted lake house to quarantine together, where they end up having some chilled fun and they're posting some things to Instagram while they're sunbathing. Now, later that night, Parker's boyfriend DJ turns up unannounced in the hopes to rekindle things with Parker because they've got a kind of on-off relationship going on. Now, it's not long before things start getting crazy and the three of them come to the realization that they are not alone. Before you know it, the three friends are under attack by a crazed killer. Not one, not two, but three in total. Now, the second and the third killer isn't revealed until at later different parts of the movie. Now, there's a great scene where Parker actually gets the upper hand with one of the masked killers and actually ends up bashing his head in. And you're left thinking to yourself, okay, she beat the killer. There's got to be more to this, we're only about halfway through the film. Well, this is when it's revealed that there is indeed a second killer who was working with the other one, and it's little moments like this that really catches you off guard, keeps you extremely invested in where this is going. You think it's going to be predictable, and you think it's going to go one way, but then it does the complete opposite. I love movies like this. Another great scene is definitely where Parker's on-off boyfriend DJ is killed after another big fight scene. In fact, it was looking like that the three of them, you know, Parker, Miri and DJ, all three of them were going to get away in the car, but then DJ, he's got like the upper hand during the fight scene, and if only he had ran to the car instead of trying to give one final blow to this, you know, masked killer, then he might have actually survived. Instead, DJ is stabbed and then impaled on this huge long thing. It's brilliant, it's gory, it's shocking. Oh, I loved it. There are some really intense moments, especially during some of the chase scenes. There's a really great moment where Parker and her friend Miri, they're basically running from the car and back to the house, and one of the killers is right behind them, chasing them all the way to the door. Like we physically see it and watch it play out with no cutaways, almost as if like we are like the second killer during that moment. It's fast, it's furious, it's intense, and there are a few other really great moments just like that scattered around in the movie. In regards to there being a third killer being involved in all of this, this isn't revealed until much later in the film, after Parker manages to flag down a car and a female who's driving the car pulls over, but she tells Parker that she cannot get in the car without a face mask. Now, this is where the whole COVID thing comes back into play. The lady driver ends up giving Parker a spare mask just as one of the killers is coming towards their car, but in a huge twist, the spare mask mask that this lady has given Parker is full of chloroform. It's a great moment. I genuinely didn't see it coming, and once again it catches you off guard on where the hell this storyline is going. Major spoilers now, and in the final act, everything is revealed. Remember I said that Parker was posting on Instagram? Well, she posted a video where she was in a party kissing a guy called Benji. And now this Benji character is mentioned throughout the movie. It turns out that Parker ended up infecting a load of people at this party that she went to, and a lot of people ended up catching COVID off her, including Benji. Now Benji ended up dying from it. The lady who pulled over is Benji's mum, and this is when everything, all jigsaws of the puzzle come together, everything is revealed. It is brilliant. It's a great coming together twist that really adds some amazing flavour to this whole story. It's simple, but it's effective. Some of the final kills in this movie is just spectacular. You've got the second masked killer guy being impaled on some deer antlers, and one of those antlers goes straight through the guy's crown jewels. And Benji's mum, oh my word, she goes out in full spectacular fashion in the movie's final few moments where she is set on fire, and then she proceeds to run down the street for quite some time while she's up in flames, screaming her head off until she hits the ground. The imagery is just beautiful in that scene. I was very, very impressed. When the movie came to an end and the credits started to roll, I felt so energized. I honestly feel that this is the best slasher movie I've seen in a very long time. Take away Scream 5, take away Scream 6, this movie really is a fantastic addition to the modern, recent slasher era. Also, it's worth mentioning that one of the producers and writers is none other than Kevin Williamson, who is also known for writing Scream 1 and Scream 2. So Kevin knows what he is doing when it comes to the slasher genre. I honestly feel that this movie, Sick, is a little slasher gem that not many people know about or have bothered to watch. I think maybe a lot of people think that this is a film all about the COVID pandemic, when indeed it's not. It's just a horror movie that happens around COVID. I also have to mention that the main final girl, Parker, she does an outstanding job. Us horror fans love a final girl, and Parker really does earn that title well in this movie, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, her friend Miri also survives in this movie, but it's Parker who really is the outstanding performer here. If you haven't seen Sick, then you really need to give it a go. I would add this movie to my Blu-ray collection in a heartbeat. I am gonna give this movie an 8 out of 10. I want to hear all of your thoughts now on this movie. Did this movie catch you off guard when you first saw it, and were you pleasantly surprised when you saw how good it actually is, or was this movie just not your cup of tea? Let me know everything, guys, in the comments box below. Okay then guys, thank you all for watching today's video. If you have any other horror recommendations that you would like to see me review, then please let me know. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit that like, share and subscribe button, and I will see you all again very, very soon.